Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you another movie review, and this time we're going to be talking about Miss Sloane, starring Jessica Chastain.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here, meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel.
Hey, I'm Sylvia Saska.
And I'm Jen Saska.
And we're the Saska Sisters. Part of this.
Subscribe to the little button down there. It's Bloody Jacob. There's sexy, awesome, exclusive content.
Released back in 2016, in the high-stakes world of political power brokers, Elizabeth Sloane is the most sought-after and formidable lobbyist in DC, but when taking on the most powerful opponent of her career, she finds winning may come at too high a price. And yeah, you gotta love those synopsis there, make everything sound just a slight bit generic. But yeah, hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob. Gonna be talking about Miss Sloane. I know I've been a bit inconsistent with doing my videos as of late, but I've actually been very active on my Instagram account. So please, there's a link below with all of my other social media pages, especially my Instagram though. I usually end up posting either my immediate thoughts on movies after I watch them, or within a day or so after. Write, fairly extensively about them. I enjoy doing that. I love verbalizing it, on video. Don't get me wrong. But for one reason or another, it's just not always as easy for me to, jump on and do the whole video process and such, as it is just to make an Instagram post. So if you want to, check that out, it's been good. I've gotten a surprising amount of views on some of my Instagram posts, so I've been enjoying that. But I do miss, being on camera a little bit and verbalizing. Even though I can get a bit awkward on camera, I still enjoy doing it this way as well. But yeah, so Miss Sloane, I have the Blu-ray copy right here. If you guys didn't know, I've been doing a lot of Jessica Chastain related stuff lately. Jessica Chastain has become one of my favorite actresses out there, one of my favorite actors in general, however you want to put it. It's to the point where I'm probably going to get like a poster of her or something. She's just, she really just came up for me, man. She just grips me in a way that not a lot of on-screen performers have in a long time. She's beyond gorgeous. I still need to do a video on some of the things I've watched lately. But she's just extraordinary. I really enjoy her as an actress, and she just has this really unique look to her that I adore. So she's kind of my queen, Jessica Chastain. And Miss Sloane is one I was working to get to for a little bit now. I already read you the synopsis of it, but yeah, she's a lobbyist. She's good at her job. Okay, she is sometimes very good at her job, to the point where it can hurt or affect other people, and kind of alienate herself from others. So there's kind of like a disconnect there, and she ends up she ends up in this conflict about gun control. It's with a client of hers, and it kind of ends up going pretty wide, because it ends up involving corrupt senator and politician or two. So it goes into the kind of the corrupt political underbelly this country can have at times. And this movie, let me say, it came out back in 2016. And somehow in 2020 and 2021, it's even more relevant than it was then. Now, the movie isn't all about gun control. It has a good message about it, though, that I personally agree with. We don't have to talk about it too much. But I think it really articulated it nicely. And, I watched this movie at I started like at probably 7 in the morning because it was storming. My dog gets anxiety when it's storming, so I basically had to stay up for a couple hours, to keep her, comforted and stuff like that. And I was watching Miss Sloane, and I was tired, and I was like, okay, is it gonna work watching like a, kind of a character dialogue-driven movie? Or try to just put on something more casual and simple, but no, it kept me engaged. I was kind of hooked on this movie. Again, I don't want to talk too much about the gun control thing, and I'll say Jessica Chastain's character, she's kind of neutral on it. It's kind of like a job for her, at least at the start. But yeah, don't let your views on the gun control thing affect you watching this movie. I think this is just a good movie either way. But for me, I believe you should, have a gun to be able to protect yourself and people you love in your home and everything. I think that makes sense, of course. But do I think regular citizens need to own like a dozen weapons and automatics and different, like almost like military grade hardware? No. Okay, that is not necessary. I'm sorry. I know there are gun collectors out there. But I think there should be a way to where you can routinely prove yourself responsible and safe, mentally as well as in other ways, so you can amount to a certain bit of them. But I still think there should be limits to that as well, personally. Okay. So you can cry Second Amendment, you can cry Constitution or whatever. And it's not even about taking anything away. It's just trying to do something, to prevent, these horrible things that have happened in this country, more than in some, arguably, some apparently worse parts of the world. We still have the worst, a lot of the worst, public shooting records and stuff like that. So, when the Constitution and Second Amendment were written, okay, they didn't have weapons like this. And either way, I don't think I need to stick to something from a few hundred years ago, on every single occasion. So yeah, that's just a bit of what I think. I think having like a pistol and or a shotgun at home, okay. If you can prove yourself really responsible and safe, I think. Maybe a couple more besides that if you're, it's just your thing. But I don't think you really need to own more than like, a couple or a few maybe. And don't cry my rights or anything like that. Okay. I'm really not trying to rant about this whole video. I need to go into something else too. But just don't be like, oh, my rights, pickup truck, and there are people like that. Jesus. Anyway, but yeah, I enjoyed that aspect of it, obviously. But Jessica Chastain's character, Miss Elizabeth Sloane, her first name is Madeline as well. She was just fantastic in this movie. I've loved her before this, as I've already talked about. But I think this is, from what I've seen, maybe her most charismatic and strong performance to date. She had have a lot of energy to her, a bit of a conviction in what she is saying, a bit of a assertiveness to her too that I think she did really, really naturally. She was fantastic in this movie, Jessica Chastain was, and I enjoyed the kind of corrupt underbelly angle it ended up taking with it too. The movie has a good supporting cast. It has Mark Strong, John Lithgow, even. The lady I showed earlier. Let's see if I can even get her name back. Okay, I don't really quite see where her name is, but the lady I just showed in the picture with her, right there, she was quite good and emotive. Alison Pill's alright in it as well. But I enjoyed it. I understand it's probably not a movie for everyone, but I think it was a top political thriller. It does have a character-driven center too. Jessica Chastain's character, she's seen as maybe not a very good person for how into her job she gets, but you realize what it actually means for her and what it takes her to operate like that. probably some of the damage she has. She's battling some inner demons as well. And one of the characters involved with that is a... okay, I know his name, but it's not really displaying him right here. Oh boy. This is fun, and maybe I should have prepared a little more for this, huh? Alright, but yeah. Okay, found that other actress's name, by the way. Gugu Mbatha Raw. I'm sure I butchered her name, but she was good in the movie. Sam Watterson. Jake Lacey was the guy I was just about to mention. Yeah, so good supporting cast, but it's definitely a Jessica Chastain show, and rightfully so. But yeah, I really love this movie. I'd give it like a A-, like a 9 out of 10, 9.3 out of 10. It could go up to an A, you know, who knows. But I enjoyed it. I think even though it's a bit on the long side, you know, it's 2 hours 12 minutes. I think it's actually paced fairly nicely as well. You know, it kept me interested. So yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.